So here is a Russian minister talking about the orashnik missile and how pretty much it's Trump's fault that this thing got used. Let's hear what he has to say.
Orashnik is not a strategic ballistic missile.
Duh.
It's an intermediate range missile which was tested in combat. And the results are known for people in Kiev, for people in Washington, in Brussels, and of course in Moscow. We used this as not just a messenger of a sense, but we use this to test what we really have in terms of our growing and additional capabilities in.
By the way, true military powers test these things behind closed doors so that somebody can't make a counter for your secret technology. I think the fact that they're actually trying to showcase these things and use this missile as a boogeyman, it just screams weakness to me. You know, part of what makes a secret new weapon so good is because it's secret, right? Once the cat's out of the bag and other nations see what it can do, they can start plotting against it. So you keep your secret weapons secret until it's time to use them. That way, there's very low chance that the enemy has anything to counteract it. Even if they have something, they might not know to have it in place because they're not expecting something like that from you. So, for Russia to be showcasing this secret weapon, which, by the way, we knew they were developing this since the Obama administration. And obviously, we didn't feel that it was that big of a threat to us even back then, or Obama probably would have made a bigger deal of it, and we probably would have nipped this in the ass while Russia was still developing it. Here's another fun little fact for anyone that's worried about these missiles. How many do you think Russia can afford? Like a whole 5 of them? Right? And we have pretty much every weapons analyst on the planet looking at these things now, dissecting how they work. A very, very stupid move to showcase something like that, unless you absolutely have to try to scare other people because you're getting your shit pushed in so hard over in Ukraine that you have to make some kind of show of force. That's really what this is looking like for me. It's kind of funny. I saw one of the comments I saw was, if I was living in the West, I would be scared. Now, I can assure you, NATO is not scared of this. Okay. We've known about the existence of these things. And we probably, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We definitely have better shit than this. Okay. And we don't have to showcase ours to the world out of weakness. All right. If we pull out our secret weapons and we use them, you'll know about it after you're dead. That's it. And there's no countering that because you don't know that it's coming. The smart thing to do would have been to make these weapons, keep them secret, and then if you ever actually need to use them, that's when you showcase them. That's when you use them, so that the enemy can't even see it coming. So there's that. There's my 2 cents on that. This just reeks of weakness from Putin. But let's see what this guy is saying, because he's about to get to the part where they blame all this on Trump. Hold on.
This very crucial area. Let me tell you that if not for the Trump 1 administration that simply destroyed INF Treaty, which served well interests of both US and Russia for several decades, then there would be no orashnik in our hands. We will still be restrained from our capability to develop such weapons, but okay, it's gone, and now what we have.
Here's my question, though. Was that part of Putin's plan, is to have Trump destroy that so that it can give them pretty much, permission to use these things? I don't know, because it's a well-known fact that Trump sits in Putin's pocket, right? 2 weeks ago, Putin had a whole campaign on television making fun of Trump and his contractual wife. There's even a photo of Putin walking Melania Trump on a leash. Obviously a made up photo, but still all of Russia was laughing. And Trump doesn't say a damn thing about it. Nothing. I mean, they made fun of Trump so hard. Vladimir Putin has come out and openly stated that, they helped Trump get into the White House the second time. So, Trump owes Putin, and the Kremlin's going to collect on his orange ass, right? And that's me saying it nice. Putin said it even worse than that. I can understand Russian, so I saw it. He definitely said it, and, it is what it is. So was all of this part of Putin's plan? Because Trump doesn't do anything to go against Putin. He can't even defend himself and his fake contractual wife when it comes to Putin. He just keeps his mouth shut, gets made fun of, and takes it and doesn't say a damn thing about it. You don't see Trump doing that with anybody else. That's suspect as all hell. If Kim Jong-un said some shit about Trump, Trump would be making fun of him, calling him Rocket Man again, right? That's just what we see from Trump. All I can do is analyze his past behaviors. If anybody, any other diplomat, any other leader says anything about Trump, he's writing tweets within 10 minutes talking shit, and then he's on television the next day making fun of that person, coming up with funny little nicknames for them, and pretty much insulting them every way that he possibly can. But not when it's Vladimir Putin. I wonder why that is. Anyway, let's hear what else he has to say.
We do not complain about missed opportunities. We look forward. We are very sure that we will reach all our goals and objectives through our action on the ground and all the objectives of the special military operation.
Let me just cut in real quick. No, the whole reason you had to show off this super weapon of yours is because you are getting destroyed on the ground in a country 1/10 your size that it has one of the, weaker military powers of the world compared to Russia, the air quotations, second strongest military in the world. And the losses there for Russia have been catastrophic already. And this is off of second and third rate NATO weapons. The NATO weapons that we're giving the Ukrainians, they don't even have any of our best stuff. Like, they don't have the advanced targeting systems that we have here. All of that stuff has been gutted and taken out. They're not even getting the best NATO gear. Right? And also, here's a fun little fact that a lot of people don't stop to consider. The Ukrainians have not been trained with NATO gear the whole time, like actual NATO soldiers have been. So as good and efficient as the Ukrainians have been with our, hand-me-down NATO gear, American and NATO troops are just going to be that much better with all of that gear. And they're going to have better gear to begin with, more accurate, more precise, longer range. So I don't know what this fool is talking about. Like, you guys are getting destroyed on the ground over there. If that wasn't the case, like, you wouldn't even have to pull out the horseradish missile or whatever the hell it's called. This whole thing is hilarious to me. And then to, give Trump credit for it, that's just kind of funny.
Will be achieved.
Now let me give you a little bit of background to explain exactly what he's saying here. He's initially talking about the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. This treaty was signed by the US and the Soviet Union, and the goal of the treaty was to eliminate and permanently forswear all of their nuclear and conventional ground-launched ballistic missile and cruise missiles with ranges of anywhere from 500 to 5,500 kilometers. This treaty was in fact the first time both superpowers had agreed.
I wonder why Trump would break that treaty. Could it possibly be because Vladimir Putin wanted him to? That's what I'm guessing here. I mean, I don't think I'm going that far out on a ledge here. Okay. I mean, clearly, why else would Trump do this. I would love to pick his mush brain and ask him why. I doubt Trump would even be able to give me an answer. He probably didn't even know what the hell this treaty was. Putin just told him to renege on it, and he was like, "Yep, all right, got it, best friend." I don't know. This is wild.
To reduce their nuclear arsenal and eliminate an entire category of nuclear weapons. To make sure both sides were following and fulfilling their part of the treaty, both of them employed extensive on-site inspections for verifications. Initially, the treaty went great for everyone.
Right. Until Trump showed up and was like this good thing for everybody, aside from Putin, who's getting ready to go fight a war in Ukraine. This isn't that good for him. So let me get rid of this thing that will affect Putin a lot more than it'll affect us, right? We're not in any war, right? Putin at the time is planning to go to war with Ukraine. He already has the plans drawn out, and it would be much easier for Putin if this treaty was destroyed so that he could use these weapons. And lo and behold, guess who destroys it for him? Trump. Wow. I mean, if that's not obvious, I don't know.
Sites destroyed thousands and thousands of missiles, making the world a better place.
Right.
But then after a little while, Russia started to violate its side of the treaty. United States first alleged in July 2014 that Russia was in violation of the treaty to not possess, produce, or flight test a ground-launched cruise missile. And even after the first warning, the violations continued in 2015, 2016, 2017.
And then Putin was like, I'm tired of this violation crap. Let me just call my orange idiot in the White House and I'll just have him get rid of the damn treaty. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what happened.
And 2018. That's why, to not fall behind and risk national security, in December 2017, the Trump administration released an integrated strategy to counter the alleged Russian violation of the treaty, which included...
to counter it. This ought to be good. We'll counter this by getting rid of it and just letting them do whatever the hell they want. Yeah, that sounds like Trump thinking to me.
Commencement of research and development of American intermediate range missile systems. And that's exactly what he's referring to, saying Trump was the one who pulled out of the treaty, when in reality, Russia...
Yeah, Trump was the one that pulled out of the treaty after I told him to. And, I mean, who are we kidding? We were researching these missiles behind closed doors anyway. My goodness, this is just ridiculous.
Was just breaking the treaty all along. Here's Chuck Farr, former Navy SEAL, explaining more of this.
Right, so we've got an interesting case of victim blaming here. The intermediate range, ballistic missile treaty was up for...
Yeah, clearly Putin's the victim here, and he blames Trump. This is ridiculous. Now, if you think I'm wrong about any of this, please leave a comment. Let me know. I just find it highly suspicious that, like I said, on top of this crap, Trump can't say anything bad about Putin. As a matter of fact, when he was asked to comment about Putin making fun of him on Russian television, literally, if I recall correctly, Trump's response, like the first thing he said was, everyone keeps talking about how Russia's our enemy. Russia's not our enemy. It's Joe Biden's fault. It's Joe Biden. And that's all I watched of that. I instantly just clicked off. Like, damn, bro, you got no balls at all. You can't stand up to Putin, who's been making fun of you and your contractual wife, and say anything back to him at all. You instantly... What does Biden have to do with Vladimir Putin making fun of you and your contractual wife on TV? What does Biden have to do with that? Like, what? But hey, mush brain MAGA, they'll go along with that somehow. They'll still have Trump's back, which makes no sense to me. Biden was not part of the equation at all. That's the thing. Putin wasn't on Russian television making fun of Biden at all. It was Trump. In fact, the only way that we get Biden in this conversation is if Trump brings him into the conversation. Biden has nothing to do with Vladimir Putin making fun of Trump on television at all. So, yeah, that's all I heard of that. And then, of course, I just couldn't even stand listening to that idiot. So, I just clicked off. But his answer told me everything. He is holding the inside of Putin's pocket so effing hard right now. It is pathetic. And he's going to be a president for the next 4 years, and then he's going to try to become an American king because Trump is not going to want to leave the White House. We can only hope that he has a heart attack a couple of years into this term, because he is not going to want to leave. He didn't want to leave last time, right? You had Marjorie Taylor Greene making videos talking about we can't just transfer power peacefully. We can't do that. He was already having his stupid stooges, sitting here talking about how they didn't want to transfer power back to, Joe Biden and the Democrats after they won the last election. So if that's what he did last time, expect that he's going to do that again this time, except on a whole new scale, right? January 6th is probably going to be the least of our problems. But hey, that's what's in store for us in the next 4 years. Can't wait to see how this pans out. And now even Anna from the Young Turks is jumping ship. I'm going to be fighting the good fight. Anytime I hear about this crap, I'm going to make a video and talk about it. Honestly, a lot of this is just a way for me to cope with this bullshit. So if you feel the same way I do, like and sub if you can. And I'm just going to make recordings, speaking my mind about how much bullshit this all is. And something tells me that in the next 4 years, there's going to be a lot of things for me to make content about as far as, the idiot orange mafia goes. My goodness, that cult just needs to go away. It is what it is. Again, like and sub and share if you can. And I will see you on the flip side. Have an awesome day, everybody. Well, as awesome as it can get for the next 4 years.